what I see with salespeople is like average people can close the easy ones.
Yeah.
But the question is, what about the ones that are a bit tougher and they start to push you? How do you get around those? What's the strategy to close those?
Yeah. So in this instance, I would just give you what we call we scorch the earth, right? So I'm going to start giving you a bunch of landmines. So when these two other clowns come in after me, they're going to get blown up and you're going to be calling me back.
Tell me.
So I say, hey, Jordan, make sure whoever you talk to has a $10,000 non-refundable earnest money deposit.
Stop. One second. So number one, is it fair to, so what of the three, you said you closed one of three, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you get into 10 homes, you're going to close three, more or less.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Of those three, of 100 homes, you're going to close 30. What percentage close on the first call versus subsequent callbacks?
A majority for us close in the first call.
What percentage?
I mean, I would say like 80, 70, 80.
Okay. So the vast majority close there, right? And so how far, this is a really interesting point, how far do you push it before you say, you know what, obviously you're not ready, you're in denial, or, you know, you need to see other people. I just really hope that, you know, honestly, I only can buy a couple of houses each month, all right? I only have one or two, I have a few people at view. I might not be around, so my offer, do you say my offer expires today or no?
No, I don't say my offer expires because
I can't guarantee.
You call me tomorrow, my money might be
gone already, right? Yeah. Is that what you do? Okay.
Absolutely.
How often, is there a certain strategy you use? Like, do you have a set strategy? Like, if it gets to this, here's what you do.
Yeah.
Like, say exactly this, get up and walk out, or almost start walking through the door, or
the doorknob closed.
Yeah.
Right? So we just like, it sounds like it's over.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like that we're going to be able to come to terms today.
Well, I wish we could, but it just seems like, you know, you're not kind of being flexible enough. So,
yeah, I wish I could pay more. Right? I wish I could. So reality is, you know, what you need, we can't offer that. So it sounds like it's over.
All right. Well, listen, thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. And listen, if the other ones fall through or your turns out to be, I'd like to be able to call you back.
I would love for you to call me back. I just don't know if I'll have the money then.
Okay.
And then this is when we give you a list of questions to blow up the other.
Okay, so what would the questions be?
Make sure you get an earnest money check for $10,000 that's non-refundable, right? Which no one offers that.
Would you do it?
Absolutely would. Yeah.
So,
if we contract, we close 100% of our deals. We don't do this thing where we contract somebody and we cancel, which is unfortunately.
Does it happen a lot?
It happens a lot in our industry. So we close 100% of our deals that we contract. So we have no problems putting 10,000 earnest.
So
right?
Do you tell that to them up front, or?
We'll tell that to them if we can't get a deal.
Got it.
So it's like, okay, it sounds like it's over. Let me, you know, you seem really nice. I want to make sure you're taken care of. I don't want anyone else taking advantage of you. And then we'll give you these lists of questions. So 10,000 non-refundable, proof of funds with their name on it, right? That there's no, today when I walk through your home, this was my inspection period. No one's walking through after me. So if you contract with them, they might tell you they got some partners or someone else walking through. No, that's other people they're trying to sell the house to. Make sure no one else walks through your home.
Got it.
So that's what we coach them on. And what basically happens afterwards, they call me. It's like, hey, Steve, boy, you were right. Those guys don't even have 10,000 to their name.
Right.
I'd rather go with you.
Got it. So is part of that strategy to try to get them to turn around in the moment, like without you leaving the house? So as you listen, fair enough. Well, let me just give you some things you need to really watch out for here, because unless they're willing to do these things, you know, you're probably to get taken for a ride here.
Exactly.
So get your pen and paper, write this down. Number one, they got to show you this. Right now, if I was to do this, I would be handing you a check right now for $10,000, and I would show you proof of funds in my name.
Yeah.
Anyone that can't do that is going to be literally a fly by night. I've seen it happen 1,000 times. So unless I'm going to do it right now, just so you know, so you could have 10,000. Do you like try to like get them to say, you know what, I want to go with you there, or?
Yeah, that's
your goal.
That's the goal. They're like, wow, this Steve guy really cares about me. He's looking out for me. I'd rather just go with him.
Okay, and so the question is, where do most of these sales close? Do they close towards the big? Like, how much abuse and pain does it take? Like, what is the point where obviously you don't want to give someone more pain than is needed, because what's the point? You want to there's a sweet spot of like sort of how much you want to sort of make them step into that and then close, right?
Yeah.
So like what is there some sort of like what are you looking for them before they throw up the white flag? We're
looking for like, you know, I'm frustrated, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, pissed off. Like we're looking for those kinds of words, right? Because if you're at the point where this is no big deal, I've got time, you're not ready to hear an offer, right? You'd be like, I'm frustrated. I'm tired of dealing with this. You know, I'm losing sleep. These are kinds of things we're looking for.
Are you typically the first one of your type that's there, or you're not? Like how?
It's complete
random.
toss up. Yeah. Yeah, because we're in Phoenix, which is one of the most competitive markets for buying houses. I mean, all the freaking iBuyers are there too, right? So we're not guaranteed to be the first. Our goal is to be the first, but everyone's marketing to these people. So there's no guarantee when we'll walk in.
What do you think are the biggest mistakes that salespeople in your industry make? When let's say they get to the house, right? Mm-hmm. Where does the problem start?
So the two biggest mistakes is not setting the expectations, right? Like, here's what's going to happen. Because if you don't set the expectations, how this process is going to work, then what's going to happen is the homeowner has this idea. Why don't you walk through my house? Give me a number. I'll call you back in 2 days. And you see what happens. Like, how many times have you been in a situation where like you submit an RFP and then you won the deal?
Right.
It's not the best way to play the game.
Right.
So that's the first thing. Second thing is giving the price too early, right? And for me, I'm a transparent person. I'm an honest person. I want to give you the number. You ask me the number, I want to give it to you. But I can't because we have to play this dating game. That's what sales is. It's dating, right? And so I see a lot of newer people give the price too early. And what happens if you give the price too early? You haven't built rapport. They haven't gotten emotional. So it's entirely intellectual. And so what happens is, the way I like to describe this is like if you were to go today, you know, you go see your primary care physician and you go in there for back pain. It's like, doctor, my lower back is hurting. You know, I don't know what I did. He's like, no problem. Come back tomorrow, 3:00. We'll operate. Like, what? You'd freak out. You would get another pain.
I've had that happen. Yeah.
So you want a doctor that cares. They're going to ask you, well, what's going on? How long has it been happening? What do you do to fix it? Mm-hmm. Same questions I asked you earlier when you're talking about missing your mortgage payments, right? You want someone to ask these questions because asking questions demonstrates that you care, but also as they're talking more, they feel like you understand.